Almost game time here in Portland, Oregon, as we get set for the 8-9 matchup in the West region. And before we tip it up, we send it over to Andy Katz.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Well, Memphis has had quite a season. Hot start, really stumbling in the middle, and they've won 12 of their last 14. The reason, according to Penny Hardaway, is buy-in. This team finally bought into what this staff, Larry Brown, his assistant, were selling. And going through that adversity, he told us yesterday, he's learned so much as a coach about himself to go through that, to lean a little bit more on those veterans. Speaking of those freshmen, you mentioned Duran. There's another big-time one, Amani Bates. He didn't play the last 12 games during this run because of a back injury. He is here in Portland. He worked out yesterday. He is potentially available, but they don't know if they're going to play him because he hasn't played for so long.
It's a fascinating subplot. He hasn't played the last 12 games. Memphis went 10-2 without him. It's risky, as talented as he is, to put him back in there.
You know, Andrew, this is a game of chemistry, and you always wonder, they've had great chemistry recently, what it'll do.
Take a look at the starting lineups. And for Memphis, Lester Quinones, the junior from Brentwood, New York, good three-point shooter at 38%. And for the Broncos, Abu Kijab, the Mountain West Tournament MVP. He averaged close to 15 points per game in their 3 games in Las Vegas. Here's Leon Rice, the Mountain West Coach of the Year for the 2nd time in his 12 seasons in Boise State, 3rd time in the NCAA tournament, as the Broncos still look for their first ever tournament win. And what a great scene here in Portland. With the fans back, St. Patrick's Day. This place is buzzing as we get set to go between Memphis and Boise State. Second meeting all time between these two. They actually played last year in the quarterfinals of the NIT. So there is some familiarity between the two. Memphis won that game 59-56. Our officials today, Jerry Pollard, Bart Lennox, and Sean Hull. Boise State, the higher seed, at the 8th seed, so they're in the white uniforms, and we are underway in Portland.
Well, you're going to see 2 really good defensive teams, but very different. Boise State will play more packed in. Memphis is going to try to force a lot of turnovers by putting pressure.
DeAndre Williams with the first shot of the game, and it's good off glass.
You know, interesting that Memphis, their 2 top scorers, are both inside players mostly. Nowadays, you usually see somebody of the top 2 scorers a three-point shooter. Their 2 top scorers are their 4 and 5 men.
Broncos, a school record 27 wins this season.
And you're going to see Alex Lomax, he can put a lot of pressure on a guard.
Abu Kijab, too strong, cleaned up on the glass by Ballard and Armouche. But he stepped out of bounds and a turnover.
You know, Memphis is kind of a strange team because they are one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country, yet they're number 280 in defensive rebounding percentage. They don't defensive rebound well, and Armouche for Boise State is one of the top 20 offensive rebounders in the country.
Yeah, he led the Mountain West, averaging better than 3 offensive rebounds per game.
And Boise State will switch a lot. It'll be interesting to see if they try to take advantage of it, like right now.
Duran off the mark, but Boise State could not corral it, and it will stay with the Tigers.
You know, you would think that Duran, with Tyson Degenhardt on him, the freshman, would try to take that more to the basket. That's what they want him to do. They want him to take those jump shots over their defense and not let him seal them up.
Issue with the clock, so a temporary stoppage here. There's Penny Hardaway, 4th season at Memphis. It was 30 years ago that he led Memphis, then Memphis State, to the Elite 8 back in 1992. And now the shot clock goes to 7. So Boise State never had possession. Quinones with 4. He'll take that jumper and hit.
I'm a huge Lester Quinones fan. He is their most solid player. If you ask, I'm not talking about pro potential or anything else, but he is their most solid college basketball player.
Averaging 10 points per game. He shoots 38% from deep.
And he doesn't turn it over on a team that averages a ton of turnovers a game. One of the worst in the country when it comes to turnover percentage, 352.
Now Boise State with the shot clock at 5. Shaver over to Degenhardt for 3. Yes!
This kid has made all the difference in the world. They were struggling early in the year. Leon Rice put him in the starting lineup, and they won 13 games in a row after that.
Mountain West Freshman of the Year. First time Boise State has had the Mountain West Freshman of the Year. Quinones attacking. Trying to get around Acott. He cannot. Shot clock at 5. Nolly's going to have to put one up. Straightaway 3. Rebound by Duran. Goes right back up and in.
Now that was some rebound there, but you're seeing that Memphis doesn't really want to play in the half court. If Boise State can keep this as a half court game, they only run 10% of the time, one of the lowest in the nation. They want this game to be played in the half court.
Armouche is fouled. And that's the first foul on Jalen Duran.
You know, when you play a tempo like Memphis, according to Ken Palm, number 34, and you have a team like Boise State that plays it like 300, that tells you a way different style. Memphis is either going to have to turn them over to speed this thing up, or they're going to have to get ready to play half-court basketball.
First 4 coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship continues tonight at 7 on ESPN2. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. Armouche, the senior from Serbia, and he goes 1 out of 2 at the line as we check in with Andy.
Yeah, pace is going to be so key. Leon Rice telling me their defense and controlling the tempo, as Steve said, in that half court. We're going to see them try to dictate that pace throughout the course of this afternoon.
And Andy, the big thing about that is if you don't turn it over, then you got a really good chance to keep that pace where you want it.
Degenhardt another 3, and that one won't go down. Armouche with the offensive board, had it taken away. Up ahead of the pack is Williams for the jam.
And one thing about Boise State, they are normally a really good transition defense team. That time they fell asleep in transition, allowed Nolly to get behind them. You can't do that.
Shaver, a 3. Tough shot. And that goes out of bounds to Memphis. We saw Shaver in Vegas. He struggled in the Mountain West tournament as Armouche hobbles back.
They let DeAndre Williams get behind them. Got to get back fast and know where everybody is.
And Armouche is limping over to the Boise State bench. He told Leon Rice he had to come out, so Lucas Milner checks in.
Milner played pretty good in the Boise State in the Mountain West tournament, but for a guy who didn't play a lot of minutes, this is a big thing if Armouche doesn't come back in.
Talking to a trainer right now. Good defense there by Kijab. Nolly recovers and it spins out. Nolly did everything except put that one down. 2-on-1 the other way. Kijab right to the hoop. Dishes to Milner. His shot was altered. Milner goes up with it. Too strong, and the rebound to Malcolm Dandridge.
One thing about Memphis, they have a deep bench. Boise State does not have a deep bench.
Dandridge spins. Wow, I thought that was a foul. Loose ball scramble. Shaver has it and throws it to Milner. Boise State in transition. Acott wanted the 3, now bounces it to Kijab.
DeAndre Williams recovered really quickly on that.
And a foul is called. And that's going to take us to a commercial, but Kijab is in some pain. We will get an update on him when we come back. We're back with our tournament summary, and 9 head coaches in the NCAA tournament have their sons on the roster, including both of these teams. Anthony Hardaway's son, Jaden, is a junior, and for Boise State, Leon Rice's son, Max, also a junior. Not always an easy thing, but both of these guys fit in very well in their roles.
Yeah, I think it's tough to coach your son. Now, it's nice if you were Greg McDermott and you had Doug McDermott who scored over 3,000 points. Or how about Press Maravich and Pete Maravich? That wasn't bad either.
That's good.
That's not bad. But, you know, one thing we got to keep an eye on, Andrew, in this game, when you play Memphis, you got to make sure you limit the junk points. Second chance points, points off turnovers. They have 8 points in this game, 4 second chance points, and 4 points off turnovers. All 8 points, kind of junk points, but that's what they do. Boise State has to do something about that.
Jaden Hardaway on the floor right now. Key jab was shaken up before that last time out, but he's okay. He's got the ball over to Aycott for 3. Boise State is now 1 for 7, but they get another chance here. Shaver. And Boise State cannot buy a bucket right now.
And it's funny how the defensive rebounding of Memphis is just not there right now.
Milner turns and scores off glass.
Good move.
That was the first Boise State field goal in the last 3.5 minutes. Dandridge jumper.
Wow, that's a bonus.
Averages 4 points per game.
And he played very well in the American Conference tournament. But shooting threes, not necessarily one of his things.
Armouche still on the bench for Boise State.
You know, one of the things we have to keep in mind here that I've said about Boise State is they don't really have a pure point guard. Aycott and Kejab kind of share the spot.
That went in, and Kejab thinks that should count.
So does Jerry Pollard.
I think he did get it off in time.
No.
Oh, no. Wow. Watching live, it looked like he may have just gotten it off, but turns out it doesn't look like that happened. Watch live men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Scan the QR code now to download. So no basket there. And Memphis still up by 4. 5 field goals by the Tigers from 4 different players. We've seen Penny Hardaway go to his bench early here in the first half.
Yeah, this kid Minot, number 20, is going to be a really good player. One of the all best freshmen in the American Conference, playing 16 minutes a game.
Timberlake to Hardaway in the corner. Lawson puts one up. It's short. And the rebound is loose. Grabbed by Memphis. Minot inside. Over Kejab.
Yeah, you have to really be concentrating all the time if you're Boise State on putting a body on these guys. They get points where they're getting them on the offensive glass.
Kejab's 3 won't go down, and the rebound to Minot. Memphis does not have one starter on the floor right now. Dangerous offensive rebounding team as Minot misfires, and the rebound to Milner.
Yeah, and that's really the number that means the most is offensive rebound percentage, because they play fast.
Degenhardt corner 3 is good. That's his second.
Well, they got to get out on him because he's a 40% three-point shooter all year.
Hardaway in the lane. Nearly lost it. Now he does, and a turnover.
See, me personally, I'm not a fan of wholesale substitution. That's me. That doesn't mean Penny Hardaway's not doing the right thing. I just think when your team is playing well, they were playing pretty good to start out this thing. Now we have a whole new unit in the game that's got to get used to playing in an NCAA tournament game.
Kejab 3. And Memphis with the rebound. You hear a lot of Boise State fans here, but also with Gonzaga playing next. Gonzaga fans so smart. Leon Rice, former Gonzaga assistant, and Degenhart is from Spokane. So you're going to get some of the Gonzaga fans cheering for Boise State.
But what did Leon Rice tell me yesterday? I said, oh, there are going to be a lot of people here from Boise. He said, yeah, we're going to have the Zags. He knew that already.
Back-to-back turnovers by Memphis, and Aycott makes them pay.
And this is where Memphis falls into trouble. They got this new unit in the game. They're in a half-court game. They're not doing a good job. They're starting to turn it over.
And a timeout, tied at 12 in Portland.
Welcome back to Portland, Leon. Those last two possessions, defensively and offensively, how can that change the narrative of this first half?
Well, we got to go downhill on them and attack the rim and not just play on the perimeter. And you saw in a couple of those, we got into the paint, kicked it out, and got good looks. And if we do that, then it's effective. We can't just play on the perimeter against them.
How do you settle this group down?
Yeah, you know, it's the excitement. They'll settle down. They'll settle into it, burn off a little bit of adrenaline. They'll be good to go.
Appreciate it, Leon.
Thanks, Andy.
And a good sign there for Leon Rice as Armouche is back on the floor. Remember earlier in the half, he limped back to the Broncos bench, and Lucas Milner was in for him. Now that last timeout was not a timeout by either team. Ball went out of bounds. Official stopped it, went to a TV timeout. So no timeout there, and we're back good to go. Here's Duran. Spinning on Armouche, around him and scoring.
That's what he's got to think about. Don't settle for the turnaround jump shot. He's got great footwork, and he's so strong. He gets you on his hip. He's a guaranteed deuce. That's what he needs to do.
Points in the paint, 10-2 in favor of Memphis. Aycott had it taken away by Nolly.
Yeah, you dribble around too much against this team, they're coming.
Duran, the feed, and Williams the finish.
DeAndre Williams and Duran, they started the game well. They come back in off the bench, and they're ready to roll.
8 points off turnovers for the Tigers so far.
That's a big number, especially early on. And like I said before, keep an eye on them not having a true point guard for Boise State against this team.
Armouche is fouled. Well, don't miss the explosive new season of Snowpiercer. Set your DVR and catch new episodes Monday at 9 on TNT, or binge episodes anytime on demand and on the TNT app. Penny Hardaway telling us that he remembers in elementary school when the teacher would roll out the TV in the middle of the NCAA tournament so everybody could watch Memphis, and he said he was glad he could give that gift back to kids in Memphis this afternoon.
I never had a teacher like that.
I did. That was great.
I think my wife, who right now has the game on in her classroom.
She should. You're on TV. And there was a few high school classes missed back in the day.
You think?
I think.
I remember missing for the World Series. In those days, the World Series would be in the afternoon, believe it or not. We used to miss when the Mets were in '69. I don't want to date myself.
You just did. 4-point Memphis lead. Armouche 1 of 4 from the free throw line here in the first half.
Yeah, he has struggled from line. Shot it well at the Mountain West, but in general, not a good free throw shooter.
There's Duran. 4 to shoot. He'll take it. And the rebound to Rice.
Not crazy about that one.
And a reach-in foul called against Tyler Harris. That is the 4th foul against Memphis. Boise State still yet to commit a foul.
And you know, that's the funny thing about Boise State. They are a great half-court defensive team. They're also amongst the nation's best at not fouling. Only average 15 fouls a game. That is really low, which does not allow you, obviously, to get to the free throw line.
Oh, bad pass by Armouche and a turnover by the Broncos. That's their 5th. And for Armouche, that's his 3rd turnover. Winner of this one will take on either Gonzaga or Georgia State. Proximate tip time is 4:15 Eastern here in Portland. Here's Nolly, puts up a shot and gets the bounce.
That was all talent. That was a really good defensive set by Boise State, one of their better ones in the half court, and Nolly just made an individual tremendous play.
Yeah, he struggled in the American Conference tournament as Harris takes it away and races up ahead. Harris all the way. Tyler Harris. Timeout, Boise State. It's an 8-0 run for Memphis.
You start making mistakes against this team, you could be in big trouble when they're getting out in transition. Memphis right now getting those points off the glass and turnovers, 20-12.
And now thrilling drives presented by Nissan.
Well, you take a look. Watch Tyler Harris here. They're a great pressing team. When he sees the ball go in the middle of the floor, he doesn't stand. He rotates back into the passing lane there, makes the great steal, and finishes with a terrific drive.
8-0 run for Memphis, featuring 4 field goals from 4 different players. So far, 7 different Tigers have scored a bucket today.
You know, if you're going to be a good pressing team, you can never stand. When that ball gets moved, you got to sprint, and that's what Tyler Harris did there.
Shaver, and that stops the run. Big shot from the senior Marcus Shaver.
Yeah, he's one of their best shot makers. He's the second leading scorer on the team, a very good three-point shooter. They got to get him going. You got to try and take this to the basket.
Spinning on Armouche, puts it up. Off the side of the rim, Armouche grabs the rebound.
Good job by Armouche, not allowing him to muscle him inside and making him take a tough turnaround.
That should be a great matchup all afternoon long. Shaver will launch a 3. And quickly the other way goes Alex Lomax and the Tigers. Memphis had won 6 straight before losing in the American Conference Championship game to Houston. And a timeout with 7:43 to go first half. Tigers lead by 6.
Welcome back to Portland. Penny, how have you guys been able to fluster Boise State offensively?
We're just trying to be disruptive. That's what we do. That's Memphis basketball. We're trying to disrupt what they do. They get a rhythm in half court, and we're just trying to disrupt.
You have used a lot of your bench. How much is that to script?
Well, it is because it's strength in numbers. We're trying to wear them down. They're not really subbing that much. We're trying to get the bench in there to wear them down.
Thanks, Penny.
Thank you.
Wearing them down in the paint as well. 8 of the 10 field goals from Memphis have come in the paint, and they lead it by 6.
If they can get away without having to make threes in a game, it's good for them.
Williams working on Degenhardt. Fadeaway is good for DeAndre Williams. He's the old man out there, 25 years old, and he is now 4 of 4 from the floor.
You got Jalen Duran, 18, and DeAndre Williams is 25.
And Imani Bates is at the scorer's table for Memphis. Has not played since late January. They went 10-2 without him, and Penny Hardaway is about to put him in the game. Key jab won't go. And the rebound to Lomax.
Top high school recruit in the country.
Max Rice with a steal. Steps into a 3 and hits. Big play there by Max Rice. Lomax won't go. Duran gets the offensive rebound right back up. Too strong, gets his own miss, and this time he scores.
I mean, how do you keep him off the glass? If you can't maintain a body on him throughout the entire possession, he is so tough in there.
Second chance points, 8-2 in favor of Memphis.
You know, one thing we got to keep an eye on too, Andrew, Memphis' opponents have taken 250 more threes than them. It's hard to get twos against Memphis because they block so many shots. Boise right now, 10 of their 16 shots have been from the three-point line.
5 to shoot. Shaver splits the D, puts it up, no good, and the rebound to Duran, poked away out of bounds, and it will be Memphis basketball. All right, Steve, what do you think of this move, bringing in Imani Bates when you're up by 7?
Boy, they played so well without him today, and they played so well without him for the last month and a half. I think it's, to me, a risky thing. He's a tremendous talent. He's a good three-point shooter, which is something that they are lacking. But right now, the team's playing pretty good. Me personally, I wouldn't do it. But hey, Penny knows his team better than me.
Went out in late January with a back injury. Penny told us yesterday that it was possible Bates would play. Said the back is better, and he's been around the team. He would sit with them for home games, just not travel on the road until this week.
I mean, he was the #1 high school recruit in the country. So, I mean, I understand his talent.
Let's check in with Andy.
Yeah, there was a lot of debate whether or not to play him, and certainly among the staff, but he was out here yesterday practicing, putting up shots, and I will tell you, Boise State was kind of hoping that he would get into the game thinking maybe it would disrupt their chemistry, which is kind of odd, Steve, because you're hoping that Memphis uses one of the top high school players in the country.
When you think about that, Andy, it's unbelievable because you're 100% right. Yet, I do understand where Leon, I think we all understand where Leon Rice is coming from.
Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, the best Coke ever, like the GOAT. Is this fact-checked? Debate the GOATness. 10-2 without Bates. He averaged 10 points per game when he was playing for Memphis.
But he wasn't playing great, shooting 39% for the year from the field, 32 from 3, but obviously the potential is there.
Shot clock winding down. Acott, extra pass to Rice, has to put it up. And it's no good.
Andrew, these guys can cover some ground, Memphis. Quickly.
Bates and Duran on the floor together. Two of the most high-talented freshmen in the country. And a reaching foul called on Max Rice. Coming up, AT&T at the half, scores and highlights, and the latest NCAA tournament news. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half. So with 4:44 to go in the first half, Boise State has called for its first foul of the day.
I think they got to get a little bit more aggressive down this end on the glass.
Timberlake, Shaver to the ground. Timberlake over to Bates. Bates will put it up.
And hit! What do I know?
Amani Bates playing for the first time since January, and he hits the three. First three of the day for the Tigers, and they've opened up their largest lead of the afternoon.
And really, Boise State has not been able to run. Penny's team has disrupted them big time. They haven't been able to run anything in the half court. Obviously, they get a nice drive there by Acott.
Acott scores, and Duran a little slow to get up, and that will take us to a timeout. How about Amani Bates?
Well, you throw in maybe the best freshman in the country coming into the year, and what does he do after being out all this time? He knocks out a three. Memphis up 8 on Boise State.
All right, Adam, thank you. So now the Mountain West is 0-2 with Wyoming losing in the first 4. Colorado State going down today, and Boise State, another team out of the Mountain West, down 8 here in the first half against Memphis.
And now Boise State decides to bring a little pressure of their own, which is not a bad idea because this team throws it away. Not a good foul there by Kijab.
Fouling Earl Timberlake. One of 12 Memphis Tigers to already play here in the first half. And when we look at our game summary, Steve, Memphis is pounding it inside.
They have killed in the paint on the offensive. Hey, they made 1 3 in this game, and they're up by 8 points. So that's a good sign for Memphis. If they could be ahead without having to rely on the 3, that means they're playing their game.
Nolly jumper, and the rebound to Kijab. Early on, Memphis out-rebounding Boise State by 3. Kijab tied up.
And this switching defense has been really tough on Boise State in the half court.
Nolly creates the turnover. Tough pass, can't field it. Duran is fouled. Out of bounds. No foul, but it will stay with Memphis.
This switching defense, I wasn't crazy about that pass, I can tell you that. But this switching defense of Memphis has really got Boise State out of kilter in the half-court offense.
How about Penny using 12 guys
It's
in the
amazing.
first half?
That was so far. I like 7.5. He plays twice as many guys as I play. Yeah, that's why he's there and I'm here.
Well, we're glad to have you. 3 on the shot clock. Nolly has to force one up. It's good! And a little kiss from Nolly after the 3. Everything going Memphis' way.
Yeah, he didn't shoot it well in the American Conference tournament. He takes one at the end of the shot clock and he goes in. But really, it's what they've done on this end of the floor that's been very, very strong.
He was 0 for 9 from deep in the American Conference tournament. Degenhardt is fouled.
End of the shot clock. Knocks it out.
And Amani Bates just came out and got a pat on the back from Penny Hardaway.
Well, he came in, they were up 7. He leaves, they're up 11.
Good move.
Good move.
Memphis is shooting 54%. They've won 34 in a row when they shoot 50% or better.
This switching defense with all these athletes is so tough. Now they're trying to go to Aycott on Lomax. He's got a height advantage, but here comes the help.
Aycott, tough shot, no good, and Nolly the rebound.
Yeah, this team defensively is as good as you're going to see.
Quinones back to Lomax. 2 minutes to go, opening half.
Hey, when you hold the people under 40% for the season, field goal percentage, you are an elite defensive team.
Lomax somehow ends up in Duran's hands, and he's fouled. Second foul on Kejab. And Duran will shoot 2.
Oh, he was passing it. I thought he lost it.
Yeah, I thought so too. So Jalen Duran, the American Conference Freshman of the Year, 3rd straight time Memphis has held that distinction. And a first-team all-conference selection as well. First free throw attempts of the day for the Tigers. Join the mania in the Bleacher Report app. Rep your team, drop your takes, get buzzer-beating alerts and more all in one place. Scan the code now to download the Bleacher Report app and never miss a minute of March. Leon Rice was asked about Duran yesterday, and he said he doesn't look like a freshman. 18 years old, 6'11", 250, and a projected NBA lottery pick.
He's got the whole world in front of him, that kid.
He's going to come out with 1:48 to go, and Dandridge back in the game. 20-7 run for Memphis. Aycott hands off to Armouche and does not get the roll.
And you can see they challenge every shot around the basket. They're number 9 in blocks per game, so this team defends 2's top 3 in the country.
Quinones buries a 3. Memphis is pouring it on. 8 straight points for the Tigers.
And I'm trying to figure out here, where's Boise? You know what Boise has to do? They have to start pushing in transition a little bit because they can't score in the half court against this team right now.
And a foul at the perimeter called against Nolly. And that's his first.
Yeah, they got
1-1.
They got to start finding a way to get some easier opportunities because this team in the half court switching, their athleticism, and then the way they protect the rim in terms of shot blocking ability, it's going to be a tough slog all day for Boise State in the half court.
This Boise State defense, which we talked about at the top of the broadcast, holds opponents to just 60 points per game. Memphis already with 35 here in the first half.
But you know what? I used to tell our guys when you got in a game like this, take a look at how many points they have on their first shot. Not a lot. It's off the turnovers and the second chance points that are killing Boise State in this game.
Armouche got a hand on that to knock it out of bounds. Memphis has hit its last 3 three-pointers. They're 3 of 5 from deep and shooting 55% overall.
And I mean, Leon Rice, we spent a lot of time with him yesterday. He knew exactly what they needed to do in this game, but you know, it's one thing to know it, and it's another thing for the kids to go out there and be able to do it against a team that's this athletic.
4 to shoot. Lomax puts up a 3. It's good, and the foul! And Lomax is in some pain, grabbing his left leg.
He is so important to this team.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Penny told us yesterday, last year he was out. And this kid is really,
Man, he is in a lot of pain, screaming on the floor here in Portland.
oh boy.
Such an important part of this Memphis club.
Tough kid.
His nickname is the General because he's in charge out there. He controls the tempo. He runs the show. Senior from Memphis. And he's been playing for Penny Hardaway since he was in 6th grade, right through high school and now into college. Penny obviously very close with Lomax, and you could see the look on Penny's face when he went down.
And Leon Rice was able to pick who he wanted to shoot the free throw. Penny was able to select who he wanted to shoot the free throw.
Dandridge misses the free throw. Quinones the offensive rebound. Quinones before the shot traveled. Steps there. And for Memphis, that's their 5th turnover. 7 in the first half for Boise State.
Drag that foot.
But it's an 11-0 run for the Tigers, with 30 seconds left in the first half.
And they really don't have a true backup point guard.
Aycott from the free throw line. Not there. A foul is called. And it's going to go on the Tigers. It's going to go on Earl Timberlake, who's in disbelief. And it'll be a 1-and-1 for Boise State. Imani Bates is going to come back in for the final 8 seconds. Armouche just a 45% free throw shooter, and so far today he's 1 out of 4 from the line. Misses it, and it's attorney Wedgie. The tie-up favors Boise State. So Leon Rice's team can hold for the final shot. Try to get a little bit of momentum going into the locker room in a half that has been dominated by the Tigers.
Yeah, they got a lot of things to figure out at halftime.
Dandridge comes back in for defense. Bates back on the bench. Aycott to inbound. Almost taken away. Rice with 3. Now Aycott step back at the horn. It won't go. And what a half by Penny Hardaway in Memphis.
Boy, that was some defensive stand those last 8 seconds also. They couldn't get a decent shot, Boise State.
Memphis plus 14 in the paint. They closed the half on an 11-0 run. Here's Andy with Penny.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Well, Lomax hits that huge 3, working on his foot here off the side. How concerned are you whether or not he can play in the second half?
I'm very concerned because he twisted that ankle severely 3 times in the last couple of years, and every time that's happened, he hasn't been able to play, so we'll see how it goes now.
Imani Bates comes into the game for the first time in over a dozen games. You're up 7, he leaves, you're up 11, hits a big 3. What kind of impact has he had already?
He have a huge impact just when he put the uniform on. You know, he's on a minutes restriction right now because of his back, but he's going to give us all he has.
Appreciate it, Penny. Thank you.
Thank you.
9 different Tigers have a field goal so far today, and at the half, Memphis leads 38-19. We'll send you to AT&T at the half after these messages. You're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. Back in Portland with a look at our Buffalo Wild Wings first half stats, and Boise State shooting just 30% in the first half. Memphis dominating in the paint. And courtside with Steve Lapis, I'm Andrew Catalan. We'll hear from Andy Katz coming up. That first half performance by Memphis is a scary thought for the rest of the West region.
Well, defensively in the half court, they were unbelievable. They switch aggressively. Now, they're number 22 in the nation, according to Ken Pom, in defending the two-point shot. In this game, Boise State 3 for 13 from 2 and have 4 threes. So what Memphis has done in that lane, obviously the shot blocking ability, being number 4 in the nation in block shots, all that stuff is making it really hard for a Boise State team that is normally a decent three-point shooting team, but loves to drive it. Can't drive it today.
Great sign that Alex Lomax will start the second half as we send it over to Andy Katz.
All right, thank you, Andrew. I walked onto the court with Leon Rice. He said, first of all, we've got to get aggressive. Memphis put us on our heels. We got to get back on our toes, go downhill. I said, how are you going to manage this kind of deficit, which, by the way, is the largest they've dealt with all season. 6 times they've been by double digits. Said, well, we can't think about 4-minute increments. It's got to be 1 possession at a time if we're going to get back into this.
Yeah, Boise State has never trailed by more than 13 points all season until today.
You know, I thought that last missed shot by Duran, he's got to take that to the rim. That should have been an and one. He kind of tried to do it from far away. He got to take that with his chest right to the rim.
Yeah, missed jam there. And here's Williams left open. Rebound to Armouche. Boise State has come back 7 times this year when trailing at the half to win.
The other thing about Memphis today, their transition defense, even when Boise State, which doesn't run much, tried to run, they were back.
And a foul is going to go on Landers Nolly. Well, you heard the concern from Penny Hardaway when he talked with Andy Katz going into the locker room about Alex Lomax, but a good sign that Lomax is able to at least try and gut it out here in the second half. Yeah, such an important part of their team.
He's got a little bit of a limp that I noticed.
Aycott left alone. Only the 4th 2-point field goal of the day for the Broncos. And the answer on the other end. Nolly connecting. Up ahead of the pack, it's Kijab for 2. And the Broncos fans here trying to make some noise and get Boise State back into it.
Yeah, they can't get careless. One thing this Memphis team is capable of is being careless.
And an illegal screen will go against Duran.
Well, you take a look at everybody's heads. Nobody sees the ball. You got to see the ball and see your man. This is really inexcusable for this to happen. Nobody looking at the ball.
Great play by Emmanuel Aycott. And then the foul goes against Duran.
That's like something you did in the park.
Yeah.
Not an NCAA tournament game.
Degenhardt to the hoop. Off-balance shot won't go, and a whistle inside. And this is going to go on Memphis. No, they call it on Boise State. For the first time ever, the Stanley Cup playoffs are on TNT and TBS, and you won't want to miss a minute. Watch starting May 5th to see who will raise the cup. Foul goes against Armouche. So the ball back to the Tigers. They lead it by 17. Duran hands off to Lomax.
I'll tell you, at the least with Lomax, it's not bad. He's not 100%, but it's not bad, which is great.
Duran in the paint, spins on Armouche, puts it up, and it won't go. Rebound to Armouche.
Yeah, I thought he had him on the first move, and then he came back the other way.
Key-jab attacking, and with the left hand, can't finish. Degenhardt cleans it up. And some energy here from Boise State to start the second half.
And Leon Rice was correct. You just got to go 2 by 2 every possession.
3 field goals this half by the Broncos, all 3 coming in the paint. Quinones off the mark and grabbed by Armouche.
And now all of a sudden the defensive rebounding for Boise State, much improved, putting body on people.
Shaver, tough pass, comes right to Armouche. He goes up and scores.
They need a timeout.
And Penny Hardaway is going to call a timeout. Penny signified that he wants a timeout as Lomax brings it across. And there's the timeout. 6 straight points for the Broncos, and they have life here in Portland. 40-27 in favor of Memphis. Watch live men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Scan the QR code now to download. Timeout by Memphis, and we check in with Andy Katz.
Well, the staff continued to harp on every time a shot goes up from Boise to be aggressive, put a body on someone. And when they get the rebound, rip and run, and it was stressed. If you can't handle it, if you get tired, come out. We got plenty of bodies to put back in, which exactly says to what Penny said about trying to wear them down.
A reaching foul against Key-jab. He has to be careful. He was not happy about that call. That's Key-jab's 3rd timeout in Portland.
Memphis ahead over Boise State 40-27, but now all of a sudden they're getting some points in the paint. They only had 3 baskets inside in the first half. They have 4 already in the first 4 minutes of the second half. So being able to score some in the paint has definitely helped them try to climb back into this thing.
Yeah, first half points in the paint. Memphis outscoring Boise State 18-4. So far in the second half, 8-0 in favor of Leon Rice and the Broncos, and the 4 field goals in the paint by 4 different players. Now, before that timeout, Key-jab picked up his 3rd, and he's staying out there.
I think you got to keep him in, Andrew. I think, what are you saving him for? It's now or never. This is the NCAA tournament. They've got to get back into this game. Now, if they get back into it quickly, maybe he takes him out for a couple minutes, but I agree with Leon Rice, leaving him in the game.
Mountain West Tournament MVP, an integral part of this Broncos squad.
Yeah, you're down 13. You take out your best player, can't do it.
Armouche backing down Dandridge. Here comes the help. Armouche in trouble, gets rid of it to Shaver. Shot clock at 3. Aycott puts up a 3. And the rebound is grabbed by Nolly.
I thought Armouche should have kicked that out to Aycott. He was wide open from the 3-point line before they rotated to him. That was not a good play by Armouche.
Here's Harris. Good 3-point shooter. Just over 5 minutes gone by in the second half as Boise State's trying to chip away. Shot clock down to 4.
Really stagnant right now.
Nolly for 3. Dandridge the offensive rebound.
That's a killer. You have a bad offensive possession, but you give up the offensive rebound.
Timberlake inside. He is fouled. A look at our bracket here in the West region. The winner of this one will face either Gonzaga or Georgia State. That game coming up next on TNT. Asked Penny Hardaway yesterday, for lack of a better word, how cool is coaching your alma mater in the NCAA tournament? And he said, it's the coolest. It's everything that I've done in my career. This is the ultimate. And he said, look, that's my job description. They told me you can coach, get us to the NCAA tournament. And he was really enjoying yesterday.
Yeah, he definitely was. And you know what else is pretty cool? That he's got Larry Brown, 80+ years old, on the bench as his assistant coach. And I talked to Larry yesterday, and he said, Steve, as long as I'm in the gym, I'm good. I mean, he's unbelievable.
81 years old. And Penny was very complimentary of the job Brown has done. He says he helps him in every aspect of the game. And the players love Larry Brown. They each have their unique handshake with Coach Brown.
One of the greatest of all time, why not?
Shaver is fouled as we send it over to Andy.
Hey, he may be 81 years old. I think we should all be like Larry Brown when we're 81, because during practices, Penny was telling us he'll get knocked down multiple times, put his body out there, take those charges, he'll get right back up. The age range from this team goes from 81 to 18, and to your point, Andrew, you know, Penny was saying, and I think this takes a lot, you know, you've got an NBA guy that, you know, says, look, I need someone like Larry Brown. He's helped him with game practice, as you said, deal with various scenarios that have occurred during the course of the season. He's been an invaluable piece of the puzzle for this Memphis team. LB, legend in the coaching business.
Yeah, I would say, and you know, it was a smart move. Penny, like you said, never coached in college before he coached in high school. So now he takes a guy like Larry Brown. I mean, could you have a better assistant? Where do you find him?
He doesn't look 81 either. He looks the same as he did back in the NBA.
And let me tell you something, getting run over in practice, I've been run over in practice. It's no fun for a little guy like me. That can't be fun for Larry Brown at his age to be run over.
42-29. Broncos trying to chip away the 8-9 game in the West. Williams tried to squeeze a pass down low and turns it over.
A lot of standing around now for Memphis in the half court. That's a couple of bad possessions in a row.
Smith for three. Duran with his 6th rebound to go along with 8 points.
Now Penny's calling the play. I think they need to run something and run something crisply now.
Do not have Lomax out there. Harris. Dandridge tied up. Wild shot no good and comes right to Smith. Memphis is 1 for 8 this half.
I mean, Boise State, as we talked about earlier, giving up 60 a game. They're an elite defensive team. Number 17 in defensive efficiency.
Aycock, his shot is rejected. Dandridge got a hand on it. Harris, lazy pass. Duran throws it to us.
Yeah, these are the kind of turnovers that you cannot have.
8th turnover by the Tigers. No field goals in the last 5.5 minutes for Memphis. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, the best Coke ever. Like the GOAT. Is this fact check debate the GOATness? Tigers average 16 turnovers per game, 5th most in the country. They have 8 so far today. And again, we're seeing that offense not get in sync without their floor leader in Alex Lomax.
Yeah, there's no doubt they're having trouble getting into anything.
Neither team has a field goal in close to 3.5 minutes. Shaver. And Memphis able to save it. Shaver is 1 for 6 today. He struggled in the Mountain West tournament as well.
He's switching defense where a bigger guy comes on him. He's struggled with that.
Harris right past Rice. And his pass is intercepted by Smith. Smith with Timberlake back. Smith. And a blocking foul goes against Timberlake.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. And that's a bad pass. You're up in the air. First of all, you had yourself a 10-footer. You don't leave your feet to pass the ball because only bad things happen from there. And yes, I think that's a block.
And Lomax hops off the bench for Penny Hardaway. Going to come back into the game with Najee Smith at the line.
You know, when you become really good as a transition team, as Memphis is, a lot of times you're not nearly as good in the half court, but they have to be a little bit better.
Watch CBS Sports HQ for the best coverage of the big dance. Catch tournament highlights, picks, previews, recaps, and much more on the free 24/7 Sports News Network. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. Smith makes a pair.
You know, they're letting Boise State little by little, because of their ineptitude in the half court, get back into this game.
Memphis only has 1 field goal this half to go along with 4 turnovers.
It hasn't been a quick run. It's been slow, a grind.
Timberlake to the hoop. He's rejected by Milner. Key jab. And now Shaver. Shaver all the way. Off the front of the rim. Shaver gets it back. Shaver's now 1 for 7 though. Smith cuts and he's fouled. And this crowd in Portland is starting to feel it for the Broncos. Cutting into that Memphis lead. Boise State and Memphis toe-to-toe in Portland. We're back with our game summary. Memphis has not scored in the last 3 minutes. They're without a field goal for close to the last 7 minutes. And Boise State has cut a 19-point halftime deficit down to 11. And the Broncos going about it inside here in the second half, Steve. 4 of 7 on their 2-point field goals.
Yeah, I mean, they're a good 3-point shooting team, but they rely on driving it and getting it into the paint, and they've done a better job. Now, Memphis has helped them in the second half by not having good half-court offense, and they've been able to get some easy ones.
Get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. No field goals by either team in the last 440, but the Broncos getting it done at the line, and it's 42 to 33.
And interesting, they're having Quinones bring the ball up and give Lomax, I guess, to get off the ball a little bit in terms of bringing it up. But he looks pretty good.
Lomax's pass is deflected and taken away. Rice the other way. Rice has played well off the bench for Boise State today. Key jab settling up that Broncos offense.
I mean, they got to go to key jab with the pick and roll.
5 to shoot. Key jab lost it down low. He's gonna have to put one up. He does. And it's tipped out right to Rice.
Not a great offensive team in the game for Boise State right now. They have 3 of their bench in.
Shaver with 5. Shaver step back jumper. And his struggles continue.
Yeah, I mean, that was not a great offensive possession that time.
Over to Andy.
During the last timeout, Leon Rice stressed to continue to fluster and frustrate Memphis defensively. We saw that in that last possession. Offensively, they want him to continue to attack the glass. And by the way, Zag Nation has arrived. They're rooting for Boise State.
No doubt about it. I know Leon Rice was with Gonzaga as an assistant for 11 years. Turnaround by Lomax won't go. Duran, and a foul is called against Boise State. And it's going to go on Milner.
Yeah, you got to give Boise State a lot of credit. I mean, that was a tough shot by Lomax. Their half-court defense has been much better, and they've been better on the glass. Obviously, they gave one up to Duran there, but he's a tough guy to get out.
Hey, Duran yet to score here in the second half, and really hasn't had that many touches either.
Not getting the ball, not posted up deep.
And a turnover by Memphis. Will we get a field goal? We haven't had one in 6.5 minutes. Hey, there we go. Key jab for 2.
Semi-transition, Memphis backpedaling. You attack the basket. It's a good way to get an easy one.
7-point game.
They got to give Duran a touch in the low post, not out there.
Lomax, dish down low to Williams, and it goes. Milner was fighting him, but it's able to go down for DeAndre Williams.
Well, they got the dribble penetration from Lomax that made that happen.
Prior to that bucket, Memphis had 5 turnovers in its last 7 trips. Key jab has played a lot tonight. Cross-court pass to Shaver. Once again, the shot clock down to 3. Shaver forces one up, and a shot clock violation.
take a look at this last basket by DeAndre Williams. You're going to see Lomax. He's going to end up in the lane here, and he's going to have a little fake to Duran. Duran's going to roll to the basket to the right. That little jab step caused the defense to go a little bit more towards Duran, and they get a layup.
That shot clock violation, the first turnover of the half for the Broncos, and now Shaver is on the bench. He was dealing with a non-COVID illness last week in Vegas. Didn't play well in the Mountain West tournament, and today has struggled again. He is just 1 from 9 from the floor.
Yeah, I think the size of Memphis overall, not Lomax necessarily, but everybody else and all those switches has really caused him problems.
Quinones quiet this half, trying to get it going here. Doesn't get the bounce. It's his own miss. Nolly, corner 3. It's good. And a big shot for the Tigers.
Whoa. Got to be careful. Kejab doesn't want to get his 4th. That was a good no call.
The 3 by Nolly, the first triple by either team this half. Kejab trying to answer. He does. Seven points for Kejab.
You don't want to stop your dribble there.
Nearly a turnover. Duran able to hold on. Only one player in double figures in this game. It's DeAndre Williams with 10. Here's Nolly again for 3. Duran the offensive rebound. And he is fouled by Najee Smith. It'll be Memphis basketball when we come back. Broncos trying to make a big comeback against the 9th-seeded Tigers. Coming up next, there's Mark Few, head coach of the #1 overall seed. Gonzaga, Drew Timme arriving here as well. They're coming up next against Georgia State. Of course, Few and Leon Rice, very good friends. Leon Rice was an assistant for 11 years at Gonzaga, and they were able to hook up for dinner here in Portland 2 nights ago with a couple other friends. And as Leon Rice told us, we talked about everything except basketball. 6 Memphis turnovers this half. Lomax counted and 1. A gritty effort by Alex Lomax.
And you know, dribble penetration, not easy to come by against Boise State. That time they don't do a good job. Our Moose needs to come over and give some help. But, you know, I understand him. He's worried because he's got Duran there. When if he goes and helps too much on the pick and roll, he goes to the glass. So you don't even know what to do in that situation.
If you're just joining us, Lomax hurt his left ankle in the first half, was screaming in pain on the floor. Penny Hardaway very concerned in his halftime interview with Andy Katz, but Lomax able to return here in the second half.
Yeah, I think he looks pretty good, Andrew.
Offensive rebound by Duran.
You know, it always kills you when that was a bad bounce. It kills you as a coach when you give up a rebound on a free throw like that, but that was a long bounce.
Lomax for 3. And Rice with the rebound. Lomax has only made 9 3-pointers this season.
Key job on Lomax. Big height difference. And Duran came over to double.
Key jab for 3. Another one.
This guy can take over a game. They got to be careful.
Leon Rice's wife, Robin, hoping for a comeback, and we have a travel. Back to Boise State. Kejab has scored the last 7 for the Broncos.
And he's a streaky three-point shooter, but I'll tell you, for the last month, he has not been streaky.
You know, Steve, Leon Rice telling us about the chemistry his team has. You need that to pull off a big comeback like that. They have continued to believe here in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, they were getting drilled about as bad as you can get drilled at halftime.
Key jab again. Off glass for 2. 6-point game.
You know, but it started with their defense and their much improved rebound. They're actually out rebounding. They're down by 1 rebound to Memphis in the second half. So they've done the job on the glass and in the half-court defense.
Fans making some noise as well. Duran pass, the extra pass from Lomax to Williams. Wow, what Lomax is doing, very impressive right now.
And it really started with that pass from Duran. That opened things up, and then he just helped finish it off.
Kijab calling for it. He's got Lomax on him. They find him, and a foul.
You know, very smart team. They recognize that Lomax is on Kijab.
Kijab has 12 points, and all of them have come here in the second half. And he'll have a chance to add to his total from the free throw line. Now, Leon Rice calls Kijab the fireman because he extinguishes any problems on the court. And there was big problems for Boise State at the half. And the fireman has showed up here in the second half with 12 points. Don't miss the impractical Jokers like you've never seen them before. The Jokers return with a big new episode with special guest Eric Andre, April 2nd after NCAA coverage on True TV. Over to Andy.
You know, to your point, Andrew, there was no panic with this team, especially when it's back at halftime in the locker room with such a large deficit. And let's remember, this is a championship team. Regular season, conference tournament. Steve and Andrew, you know this very well. This team is a bunch of winners.
Timeout, and the Broncos are within 6. Boise State called timeout. They were down 38-19 at the half on the comeback trail here in the second, thanks to Kijab, who has scored the last 12 for the Broncos.
And now they're bringing their full court pressure again, Boise State, which is a good move against a team that does turn it over a lot.
We did see Imani Bates in the first half. He has not played here in the second half, and there's the turnover.
And Boise State's not a team that presses a lot, but they kind of sent Leon Rice sent something, and that's why he pressed.
Kijab off the mark. Armouche the offensive board. Back out to Rice. Rice is rejected by Duran.
Yeah, that was a bad decision.
Up ahead, Quinones. It's good.
Should have been goaltending anyway, the way they grabbed the rim, but it went in.
There's a bad collision at the other end of the floor between Rice and Duran. Thankfully, both of them appear to be okay. Kijab cuts, count it, and one.
Well, Max Rice makes a bad decision here. That's an easy one for Duran to get in terms of blocking. And then right there, the back cut comes in a little late with the help, and one.
Third foul on Duran. And Abu Kijab, who played for a year and a semester in Oregon, up in Eugene for the Ducks, before transferring to Boise State. Working on an incredible second half. He's got 16 points, all of them here after halftime.
Well, let's speak to the decision that Leon Rice made in terms of keeping him in with that third foul with 15 minutes to go.
Kijab cannot complete the three-point play, but he has 14 points in the last 5 minutes and change. Quinones. And a reach-in foul called against Najee Smith. Leon Rice and the Bronco fans do not agree. It's the second foul on Smith and a 1-and-1.
I thought this was clean. Yeah, that was clean.
Wow, just showed it on the video board here, which riles up the Bronco fans, including Coach Rice's wife. Coaches' wives.
Oh, I had one of them too.
Yeah, they don't get enough credit. Quinones makes the front end.
Yeah, it's not an easy, because they have to sit, kind of be stoic, and things are going on every second. It's not an easy way to go. It can be fun. Sometimes it's not. Not
always. 1 out of 2 for Quinones as we approach 4 minutes to play. Harris defending Kijab. Rice is a good three-point shooter. Memphis has not given him a good look here today. Eight-shot jumper, that is short, and Duran able to get the rebound. His 9th. Harris from the free throw line. It won't go. Williams the rebound and the putback.
And really, it was Duran keeping that thing alive that allowed him to get that offensive rebound.
DeAndre Williams is 7 out of 8 today. A big one there with 3:20 to go. Kijab working on Duran. He's going to send it back out. And Boise State starting to run out of time. Kijab, no. Smith has it. Goes up. His shot won't go. Lomax throws it off of Armouche's head. Wow. What a play by Lomax. And now Penny Hardaway is saying, let's slow down. Use this clock.
You want to slow down, but what you don't want to do is end up with 5 seconds on the shot clock so early, taking a bad shot. I'd rather see them run offense for a long time instead of just holding it out.
Harris for 3.
That's not a good possession, and there's too much time to just freeze it.
Boise State looks a little tired. How often you see it? They make the big run and they run out of steam at the end. Can they keep it going? Kijab is fouled, and a much-needed break coming for Boise State with 2:22 to go. Do they have enough left for one final run? Heads-up play here by Lomax. Over the last 7 minutes, Boise State has scored 14 points, all by Abu Kijab.
Yeah, the most outstanding player of the Mountain West tournament. He's been great in the second half, making threes, driving into the basket. But as you said, Andrew, not a lot of help. You got to get some help somewhere else also. Shaver has struggled today. Akot has not really done much. Degenhart played good in the first half, only a deuce in the second. Got to get somebody else going here. It's late. They need to make hay right now.
Kijab almost outscoring Memphis on his own here in the second half. And they've declared it was not a shooting foul before that timeout. And it'll be a 1-and-1. Over to Andy.
Well, to Steve's point, Leon Rice said in the Boise State huddle, once we make these free throws, we'll see if that happens, it's down to 7. We have plenty of possessions left. No need to rush, but continue to be aggressive.
Yeah, I totally agree, Andy. I mean, right now they're going to probably set up their pressure because their pressure has hurt Memphis some. Set the pressure up. The deal with Memphis is you cannot start holding the ball in a freeze. I don't mind you holding the ball if you're running offense so that with 6 seconds to go, you got some movement and something going on as opposed to just firing a 3 with somebody in your face.
Kijab makes them both according to Leon Rice's plan so far, and it's down to 7.
Now run offense. Don't just stand out there because you're going to end up with 5 seconds because this team's too good defensively to think you're just going to get a good shot in 5 seconds. I like this better.
5 to shoot. Williams has been hot today.
The charge.
Offensive foul.
That looked like an easy call from here, I would say.
Third foul on DeAndre Williams, who has 14 points today to go along with 5 rebounds.
the thing you got to keep in mind about Memphis, they're a good free throw shooting team. Not great. 69%. Decent. And now Memphis in a zone. Interesting change. They only play it about 5% of the time. They better find Shaver.
Acott for three. Spins around. Smith the putback. 5-point game.
They don't have to foul.
Ooh, Acott's trying to say I didn't run into him, but the foul is called.
Everybody watching, nobody. Got to put a body. Looked like DeAndre Williams didn't even put a body on him.
It'll be a 1-and-1 for Landers Nolley. Transfer from Virginia Tech.
79%.
Buries it. You mentioned Memphis as a team shooting 69% for the season, but since the start of February, they're 75% from the line. It's been a big area of improvement for Penny Hardaway's club. And Nolley makes them both.
They got to go quick, but you don't need to start firing threes. You got to get good shots. Take it to the basket quick. Even though right now they were in zone last possession, back to man now.
And a foul is called against Nolley. And that's a gift for Boise State. Stops the clock and sends Kejab to the free throw line.
Complete gift. You can't have a worse foul at the start of the shot clock when you're up 7.
And that's the 10th foul against Memphis, so it'll be 2 shots for Kejab. 18 for Kejab so far today. A reminder, the winner of this 8-9 matchup in the West will face either Gonzaga or Georgia State on Saturday. That one is coming up next here on TNT.
They're going to bring the full court pressure now. And again, they don't have to foul. Down 5, 1:16 to go, a stop and a rebound. Obviously, if you get a steal, tremendous.
Kejab calmly makes them both, and it's a 5-point game. Williams just gets it into Lomax. Lomax has toughed it out here in the second half after a first half ankle injury.
Now they got to be solid on defense and get a rebound. And obviously Memphis, hold that ball, kill the clock.
Duran drives in, missed it.
Now you got
hard, had it taken away. Duran down low, and he scores!
Wow, what a huge turnaround.
And then Lomax knocks it out.
That was the play of the game right there.
No doubt. Degenhardt had it. Boise State ball down by 5, and then this happened.
I mean, he had it, and it was, who else? Lomax. And Duran, great job keeping that pivot foot down so that he didn't travel.
First points of the half for Duran. Shaver for 3. And the rebound is struck down by Lomax, and he's fouled by Kejab with 41 seconds to go. And that's the 4th on Kejab.
So Lomax makes the play of the game. Degenhardt gets that rebound. He just gets enough hand on it to strip it, and Duran scores.
That is Penny Hardaway's guy right there, Alex Lomax. As we mentioned, he's played for Penny since the 6th grade.
He is You know, he's not the best player on the team, but he is without a doubt the most important player on their team.
Yeah, and if you saw the injury in the first half, I think the first thought was, oh, he's done for the game. He's only sat for 2 minutes this half.
And you know, they don't have a backup point guard. They don't, like, Quinones would have to play there, Harris would have, neither one's a real point guard like him.
62-53.
You gotta go quick. This is not quick.
Key jab three is an air ball. Duran. Oh no, what is he doing? Penny can't believe it.
Now that is what you call a freshman mistake.
And now there's going to be an official review to take a look at this one. He could have just let it go.
Oh, he's not out. Oh no, he wasn't out.
Yeah, he quickly looked at the ref.
I don't think he was out. And now, last year you couldn't review this. Last year there had to be 2 guys involved in the ball going out of bounds. Then you can look. Now you can look at any out of bounds in the last 2 minutes. He's in. Unless he lands.
Hey, there's the foot come down.
Oh, that's close.
Very close. Gene Steratore is with us. How do you see it, Gene?
At this point, I have a whistle before he lands. He is in bounds. And Jerry Pollard there blowing that whistle, and as Coach Lapp said, you can review it. I think it's looking at this last one now, guys, I have to say the beauty of replay, that's still on his right fingertips when that left foot lands.
I think so too.
Get it right for the wrong reasons, right? Because he had the whistle earlier, but that land is there, and Jerry Pollard's eyes, we can see on this look, a great look, staring right down at that foot. The ball's still in the right hand. They're going to give the ball. Memphis is not going to keep this basketball in this situation.
Yeah, I agree, Gene. That's a you know, it's a good thing we can go. Last year we couldn't go to the monitor. I mean, Jerry got it right on the floor anyway, so.
I don't think you and Gene have disagreed all year, Gene. You and Lapis have been in step this season.
We were in step 20 years ago,
yeah,
too.
Right.
What are you talking about?
You know what? I'll be honest, Andrew. Coach Lapis became such a better official after I quit refereeing, or I was just overly sensitive maybe when I was on the court. He may have always been a really good official.
We'll let America decide, Gene, but I think they might be in your corner on that.
I did a lot of refereeing in my day without video replay. I knew what happened on the court. I knew exactly what was going on.
And they've confirmed.
Really good job.
Out of bounds, and it's Boise State basketball. Thank you, Gene.
Well, whatever you do, you got to get one up quick. Set your pressure up and foul. Like all this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Out of bounds. Well, they call backcourt first, and very sloppy there by the Broncos.
I don't know, Leon may foul once. It's probably over.
Yeah, you said it. The play of the game was after the rebound by Dagenhart. Lomax popping it free, and then Duran able to score.
No reason to foul.
So a Memphis team that was 9-8 on January 20th. They started American Conference play 3-4, and that was when Penny Hardaway had his viral rant. And he went off and said, we don't have our full roster, and give us a shot here, give us a chance. And since then, they're going to be 13-2.
People were killing the man in January. I mean, it's January. I mean, come on. You want to kill him in March or February, not January.
Well, we asked him what changed besides that rant he went on, and he said, look, I became a better coach through adversity, and everyone on our team bought in. And that was his defense, or explanation, I should say, about playing Bates today. He said, he's one of us. The guys would welcome him back, and for all the people who questioned would that affect the chemistry, it didn't. Bates hit a big three, and this team has battled through in the second half.
And let's not forget, Penny will welcome him back next year, too. Let's not forget that one.
Key jab, great second half, but they're going to come up short. Memphis had not been to the tournament since 2014, and they're going to stick around a couple days. The Tigers are moving on.
They played unbelievable today. You got to give Boise State a lot of credit, the kind of season that they had, Mountain West, regular season and tournament champ, but they ran into one tough defensive team today.
Memphis turned it over 10 times in the second half, but they were able to pull it out. What a gutty effort by Alex Lomax. Injured late in the first half, was able to fight through, and what a job he did in the second half. As we update the bracket with Memphis moving on, possible second round date against Gonzaga. The Zags have Georgia State coming up next here on TNT. Approximate tip time, 4:25 Eastern. Three in double figures for the Tigers. Williams leading the way with 14 points. Nolly had a dozen, and Duran finishes with a double-double, 10 points and 10 rebounds.
But you know what, Andrew? You look at what Lomax did in that game. 5 assists, 2 turnovers, 9 points. He just directs the entire thing. He's going to be on with Andy in a minute, and he well should be on, no doubt about it. He was terrific, I thought.
Yeah. Lomax was tough. Only rested 2 minutes this half, and he's with Andy.
All right, thank you, Andrew. First off, how are you feeling? Because when I saw you go off right before halftime, it didn't look like you were going to come back. You made play after play in the second half. How are you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling real great right now. I'm very emotional. It's been 8 years since we were able to get to the tournament, and just being from Memphis and able to get our first win and being a part of that, I can't do nothing but feel good right now.
Describe that emotion. You've known Penny Hardaway. I think played for him since you were in 6th grade. You're both from Memphis. What does it mean to get an NCAA tournament win with Memphis across your chest?
It means the world to me. RIP Coach Des, this was his dream when I was 12 years old. And just to get the first win and kind of try to accomplish something special from that, it just means the world to me. I honestly didn't expect to be here, and now I'm here and doing something special. And I just want to shout out to Coach Des and my granny for just starting the journey with us.
Hey, we'll see you Saturday.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Back to you, Andrew.
What an effort from Alex Lomax, representing Memphis so well. And the Tigers are on to round 2. Coming up next, we've got the 116 game between Georgia State and Gonzaga. We'll see you then. But for Andy Katz, Steve Lapis, our entire crew, I'm Andrew Catalan. The Memphis Tigers win it 64-53.